Well, hello everybody and welcome. What are you laughing at?
The little with you.
It just comes in a second too early. I need to do something. I can't just look down the barrel for that, 2.5 seconds.
I've never seen you do that before.
I got nervous with it last week and now it's a tick. I can't stop it. Hello everybody and welcome to the Outback Quarterback Podcast for another week. I am your QB3, promoted now that Robert Mays is not on the show. Curtis Deboy. We've got QB2, Christopher Hall, passing comment already.
Hey, Kurt.
QB1, Mathew Maidment, known as DOS. What's going on, boys? We've got a real mishmash. We've got a couple of Redskins fans, a faded Seattle shirt. What is going on with our attire today?
It's a good point. Well, I brought a hat, Underground Civil Supplies, who I'm not allowed to wear because they're not a paying sponsor, but they are a personal sponsor.
That's right.
I accidentally wore that hat, and
You did.
obviously not allowed to pump up Underground Civil Supplies anymore.
No,
so
UCS. The good people at UCS, not allowed to pump them up. Very good people.
So this is the only hat you had in the room.
We can pump up the good people at the Washington Redskins, though.
You can. You sure can. Well, Dos wanted to as well.
Dos, you got the
Santana?
biggest shirt known to man on today?
Yeah, this is a large one.
The old
retro.
opposite to shrinking in the wash. Dos has just get a little bit bigger.
It's somehow gotten bigger, yeah. What is that?
Paul Chalabek, friend of the show, has got 4 jerseys. So I wore the Barry Sanders one a few episodes ago when Hawley was away.
Yep.
And then this is the Santana Moss Redskins one. So
There you go. And is there a particular reason you wore the Redskins today, or are you just...
no, there's not. I just saw it in there. I was like, I better actually wear these and then I can give them back to him. So I've got 2 more to pull out over the next few weeks. So
Do you wash them before you give them back, or just...
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Just wondered. Might little sweat them out. And
Do you really think he's the kind of guy that would return a dirty jersey to someone?
No.
Dos is
never
full
know.
of surprises, mate.
You told me a story about a packet of chips earlier that had me disgusted with one of your mates. I'll speak to him about that off
Yeah,
air.
we're not talking about that. I know that
We
one.
won't bring it up. Speaking of jerseys, Dos, you're running a jersey giveaway on our page at the moment. What's going
a
on
little
there?
special Easter giveaway. Nico
Yeah.
Collins
Happy Easter,
signed
everyone.
jersey. Yes, happy Easter. Hope everyone had a nice break. Nico Collins signed jersey. So on Instagram, comment for an entry. No, just comment actually.
Yep.
And then if you share it on your story, 5 bonus entries. But if you're subscribed on YouTube and you send a screenshot, 20 bonus entries.
Whoa, nice. We had a few
So
subbies
we
from
have
that.
had quite a few. So
Nice.
thank you for everyone who subscribed, and
Yeah.
also thank you for entering. So we're going to run it until Wednesday night. So we'll just let this run through to tomorrow and then through Wednesday, and we'll close it off Wednesday night and do a little random.org giveaway.
Yeah, that's our method, isn't it? Gee, we're good to our listeners. We had Daniel Hood win the Kia prize,
Yeah.
which is I'll put the Kia in touch with Daniel this week and they'll get that sorted. He won the weekend with a Kia of his choice, dinner for 2 at Serafino and a night stay as well. So that's a heck of a prize. So we thank Wayne Phillips Kia for that. Our wonderful partners, good people, Dos at Wayne Phillips
Great
Kia.
people,
Great people.
Wayne Phillips Kia.
Great people.
They want to lend us an EV. Hawley and I will happily do some content for you.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. We do need to do some ads for them, by the way, as part of everything going on, but
okay.
we'll figure that out. Now, what else have we got going on? Oh, yeah, of course. You mentioned it there, Dos. We are on YouTube. So if anybody is listening, like a loyal listener that hasn't tried the YouTube yet, or if you come across us for the first time, then check us out on YouTube because Jimbo's here. His little Looney Tunes bubble. There he is. Hey, Jimbo, what's going on?
Oh, not too much.
Yeah, you got the Birkenstocks on today, looking very relaxed.
I got dad vibes today, yep.
Yeah, still got the black T-shirt on.
Yeah, can't mess with the black tee.
Yeah, you were stressing before. What's going on with that machine over there?
Oh, just tech doesn't always want to tech.
Yeah, that's all right. Hawley was getting stuck in, wasn't he?
It was,
Well, we were both early, ready to go at 5 o'clock, and Jimbo once again wasn't.
What do you mean once again? He's all right, isn't he? He's all right.
He's
I'll
pretty good.
keep him around. Look, we got a big show. We had Robert Mays last week, Dos, which was a great guest. Great guest. And we've got another guest or two coming in the next month or so, so we'll reveal that in due course. But today we've got some headlines. We're talking good players stuck on bad teams, which Hawley's response was, what, just every Packers player?
Well, I will need clarification on what a bad team is.
You know what? I was going to pose that question later in the show.
We'll talk about it when
Okay.
the segment comes up.
I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well,
Or we'll talk
If
about
you're
it.
not making the playoffs consistently, I would have thought, and you just mired in the middle or below.
Well, like a lot of Kurt's run sheet, it's just kind of left open.
Okay.
ambiguous is the term you're looking for.
I mean, Kansas City Chiefs were a bad team this year. Do we put
I wondered whether some smart ass was going to put Patrick Mahomes in this.
Well, he's not going to be the smart ass, is he? So,
note I was looking straight at you when I said that. Well, we've got that, which we'll debate later. We've got our wide receiver and defensive end draft classes. Well, we'll figure out the top 5 between us. Well, you and I, Doss, will figure out the defensive ends. Hawley can jump in with the wide receivers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, let's get into headlines. Have we got the news sound effects there, Jimbo?
We do.
You were about to say something.
Well, I was about to transition to the segment card because I thought I've got you covered, and then you threw me with that audio, not the segment.
Yeah,
card.
Surprising that you're unorganised, Jimbo.
No, that's on me. That's on me.
Took that long to get ready.
Headlines. I can see him flicking through the beautiful coloured buttons.
Drive an hour and a half tonight.
The button is news intro there, Jimbo, and he's found it and bang. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, we do have a little bit of news. A weird mishmash of news today, fellas. Puka was in rehab.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Doss? He bit a lady, did he, allegedly?
Yeah, there was
What's going on?
I don't think you go to rehab for biting.
No.
Depends how many times you do it.
Yeah, well, that's what we discussed.
Yeah.
Once
is a mistake, twice is a habit.
Once shame on you, twice shame.
Sorry, Doss.
No, that's fine. No,
his facts and figures allegedly.
His agent came out with a statement saying that, Puka has checked into rehab. So,
did that have anything to do with the biting? Or?
I think the biting was due to possibly substances.
Okay.
I don't think the biting helped.
It was a BUI.
He was under the influence.
Okay. All right. Not making light of it, although it's a funny headline that he bit someone. Kirk Cousins is at the Raiders. He signed with the Raiders. 1 year deal, boys. Just
1 year guaranteed money, right, Doss?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 5 year, $172 million deal.
5 years.
It is not that really at all. It's $11.3 million guaranteed across this season and then into 2027. So the money in the 2026 season is predominantly being paid by Atlanta. So the upcoming season, I think it's like $8 million by Atlanta, $2 million by the Raiders. Then next season is another $10 million guaranteed. Third day of the league year by the Raiders, so the 2027 season.
Okay.
It's really a 1 year 20. Then there's a $80 million of future salary, which is on the 5th league day of the 2027 season. Which he won't get that. He won't see that money.
Well, unless he plays this year and balls out.
Whatever it means.
Regardless, he still won't get that money. He won't get paid that.
Whatever it means in reality, it's such a Raiders style move to pay a 37-year-old quarterback for 5 years on paper.
You know what's a Raiders style move is to not now go to the draft and not take Mendoza. We're like, no, we've got our guy and Cousins have proven a winner.
I actually like the move.
That.
I actually like the sign. Yeah.
I think it works because you don't throw Mendoza in straight away.
Yeah.
You can play Cousins for a while. If things aren't working, you can rotate between the two.
And Brady has been quite outspoken, Tom Brady, on saying that quarterbacks should learn under and develop under. And it's Aaron Rodgers was the same. You can go through a whole list of himself with Drew Bledsoe. So he's been quite outspoken on that he believes that quarterbacks should sit for a period of time and learn and develop. And as soon as this signing came through, it didn't surprise me at all.
Okay. All right, what about this one? The Trayvon Walker extension, Doss. Firstly, the numbers around that, and secondly, did that surprise you, or is that about on par?
Number 1 pick from the 2022 draft, which was the first draft we covered on the podcast. Aiden Hutchinson was pick 2.
Indeed.
He's had a pretty good career, I think, Trayvon Walker. Certainly started off slower, I think, than probably what a few expected, but his last 2 seasons, I think, have been quite good.
Yeah, well, he had 23-24, he had 20.5 sacks across those seasons. He only had 3.5 last year, had missed a few games in injury.
Yeah.
But I would say so far he's had the career of a top 10 pick. Maybe not a number 1 pick, but a top 10 pick.
Yeah, if you were redrafting it, Hutchinson would obviously
Definitely
go 1. But I still think he would be taken in the top 10 if we were to go back through it. And I still think it's a good pick. But a 4-year, $110 million contract extension, $77 million of that is guaranteed.
Okay, that's a nice little whack.
So, for a player at his position, it's a good contract through to the 2030 season where he'll be 30 years of age. So Jacksonville keep him right through his prime. I like the signing. It makes sense. You draft and develop, and he gets his second contract and big payday. So
so often we see struggling clubs, not that Jacksonville were last year, but they have been up and down. So often we see them draft these guys that they think are the future, and then within 3 or 4 years they're out the door for a cut price trade. So it's good that Walker is there for his second contract. Speaking of struggling teams, Robert Saleh, the of course Tennessee Titans coach these days, boys, put out a quote about Cam Ward. "I just don't see him failing," he said, which is, it's good confidence in your QB. I can see him failing, Chris.
I don't trust anything a coach says anymore after the...
here we
who
go.
was my quarterback?
Cam Akers? Was
After
it
Cam Akers was the focal point of our offense.
Sean McVay.
The next week, he gets traded.
Famous Sean
never
McVay quote.
trust anything a coach
After
says
you
again,
mortgaged your future in fantasy football.
That's exactly what it
He will
was.
be, the quote was like, he will be the focal point of our offense. The next week he's traded. Good on you. I'm sure Cam, if your coach comes out and says Cam Ward's no good, that's a worry. So he's not going to say it.
I just knew you'd hate that quote. It's not even news. I just put it in there because you'd hate it, especially in April. Don't trust a coach in April. They're drunk at the owners' meeting or the coaches' meeting. Yeah,
That was day drinking session at the owners.
They were, weren't they?
Or at the coaches' day.
There would have been a bit of grape poisoning that day.
Oh, a bit of grape poisoning. Yeah. Can you diagnose that now?
That's when you drink too much wine.
Oh yeah. Did you hear the story about
They
Todd?
look like they're having fun.
Hear the story about Todd Monken? Apparently missed the photo because
Getting
he
a
was.
haircut.
Oh well, he told reporters he was doing a poo.
Oh.
And then it came out that no, he wasn't doing a poo. He'd scheduled his haircut and got the time wrong. He was getting his haircut for the photo during the photo.
He was getting his haircut for the photo during the photo. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
That's a bad start, Browns. Bad start, Browns. Here we go. Todd Monken, the haircut. Yeah. What does that say?
You spelt that well, James. Todd Munchin.
Oh, he found it.
He did
The haircut. Monken was getting a haircut to look his best for the first official photo as a Browns head coach.
And he missed it. Misleading agenda. Yeah.
Now AI is good now. The haircut, misleading agenda, the result.
That's it.
Now turn off Safe Search and it'll tell you about the poo. Now that news was courtesy of Heed the Call podcast. I can't claim that as my own, but I did have a good laugh when I heard that. Now, the other news, boys, look, we're not going to gloat that we got tickets. We are very happy that we got tickets to the Australia game. I was very stressed. We put a reel up about it, so, telling you boys. And,
I wasn't stressed at all. We'd eventually get them. If you want to go, you'll get them.
well, I was stressed for the bottom line of Muscle Cat Media.
You just got to pay for them. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we
Generally,
ended up getting some. But we do want to hear, Dos, some, what was that?
Generally how it works.
So if you have money, you can do anything.
Yeah.
I do want to hear how our listeners go with the general admission coming up. Is that tomorrow, Dos? Because
that's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Sounds like it could be nightmarish.
Wednesday the 8th at 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Please look it up yourself to get the time right if you want to be on the Don't quote me.
Rely on us.
And get your time zone right if you're in Perth because daylight savings has happened in Queensland and now. And so.
But look, we wish our listeners all the best. We want them all there.
Well, we do, and we want to meet as many as possible. We want to try and see if we can do an event, and if we can,
a couple beers with them,
have a couple of quiet drinks. Hawley might have more than a couple of quiet ones, but yeah,
and that's a promise.
We absolutely do want to meet as many people as we can,
and we will. A few have asked. We will look into an event for the night before. So yes, in Melbourne. Yeah, thank you for that. We'll find a place and we will put on a show of some sort. We can do an
intimate. Just invite like 3 or 4 to our hotel room.
We don't have that many female listeners, Hawley.
Hawley, you can do whatever you want when it's not on Muscle Cat time.
Yeah.
Are we on Muscle Cat time the entire time we're in Melbourne?
No, not when you're hanging around a hotel room with 3 or 4 listeners. That's got nothing to do with
we're staying at the same place. So
I mean, you just accused him of. You just said to James, "That's not what I was talking about." You said, "I want to have 3 or 4 listeners to my hotel room for an intimate setting,
an intimate podcast." So there's the 4 of us, and they just sit there and watch, how we do our thing.
Oh, they get to see the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
nice.
did you think?
You've been talking. So cigars and scotch, just a quiet speakeasy type.
They have to knock on the door with a password, like a secret handshake.
Walk in, smoke everywhere.
Smoke alarms going off in the hallway.
One security guard. Puka's there biting because he'll be there.
Todd Monken won't be there. He's in the toilet. All right, but Jimbo, have you got a card for good players stuck on bad teams?
I sure do. Kev.
All right,
I'm glad you asked.
Let's do some good players stuck on bad teams. Let's do it. All right, I love when you just nattered randomly during the transition sound effect, Hawley, just talking over the top of it.
He goes, "Where's my notes?"
Well, I opened up a quote accidentally.
All right. Well, what is a bad team, Chris? Before we get to the good players who have been stuck historically on bad teams, what do you think a bad team is?
I think, like Dos said, it has to be consistently bad. And we're not going to add the Kansas City Chiefs into a bad team, or the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincy have been a little average for a while.
Well, because there is the argument to say that a team that is a perennial promiser of success or gets close that then doesn't achieve anything, with all this promise on a
I'll
on
give
a
you a
squad.
couple. Are the Miami Dolphins a bad team?
It doesn't feel like they've
Historically,
been...
through the 2010s, yes.
Like New York Jets are a bad team, right?
Yeah, easy.
Cleveland Browns, bad team.
Yep.
Tennessee's a bad team. Vegas.
Although you wouldn't say Derrick Henry because they were making playoffs when he was there, right? You'd have to say
Correct.
last 4 years.
Yeah, good point.
All right, well, let's roll with them. Let's
think
roll
there's-
some out and
there's-
see.
Yeah, we'll talk through it. There's periods where I think players have been loyal and stuck.
Well, then, how long does the player have to have played for that team? Because I'll throw in out like Brock Bowers. Awesome player, had an amazing start to his
not long
career,
enough
Not
for this
long
but
season.
he's had a really bad team.
Nah.
They have to be a bit of a servant. They
4
have to have
years.
knocked back other offers and
Been in the league
Into
for a
their
while.
second contract.
at least, I think.
Okay.
At least. Well, let's throw out some names and see how it goes because I do also have a theory on this, but let's get a couple of names going. One that I have, boys, that I'll start with. Megatron, Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson. In the year that he set the receiver record, do you know what Detroit's record was that
They
year?
were bad.
2 and was it 2?
Not
was it-
quite that bad. 16-game season, 4-12.
Oh, they were 4 and 12.
4
sorry.
and 12, and he goes for 1,964
You know what,
yards.
though? He's obviously a very good player, but that can happen because you're down a lot, so you're always throwing the ball.
So you think a good wide receiver gets inflated numbers on a bad team?
I think so.
Not if they don't have a good
To
well,
a
that's
point.
Stafford, I guess.
But
Okay.
I agree with you. Yeah, he fits the mold.
Go on. What do you guys got?
You go, Dos.
I have a current player, Jordan Brooks, linebacker for Miami. So he was all-pro first
Pretty
team.
niche start.
It is, yeah. Well, we'll work our way into it.
We
You
don't
went-
want to have to cancel another segment.
You went higher. Drafted the Seahawks in 2020.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Go on, Ollie.
Oh, come on. All-pro linebacker, one of the best linebackers in football.
At least pretend.
Twice he's led the league in tackles. So he was on Seattle 2020, drafted, then went to Miami, left in free agency at the end of the 2023 season. So he's missed the last 2 seasons with Mike McDonald as coach, and he's been in Miami.
Yeah, that hurts a little.
Now he's stuck in Miami. Now he's effectively stuck in Miami.
But the Seahawks went terrible when he was there, were they?
One playoff game,
In how many years?
4.
Yeah. At least they made the playoffs. I mean, I don't know.
Once. Hold on, once. They weren't great.
I feel like we're
They were
talking.
picking
I
in
feel
the
like we're
top. They were
talking.
picking the top 6, 7 regularly in the top 10. That's a bad team.
I feel like we're talking more Max Crosby's,
That's where I wanted. I thought
Miles
we would
Garrett.
start. Yeah.
Well, they're the 2 guys
Oh,
I had.
alright.
They were my first 2 guys I wrote
I mean,
down.
they're the obvious
They're
picks, right?
obvious.
That's the
I wanted to go a
low-hanging
little
fruit.
bit niche.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll get back to your niche picks, but let's look at the Crosby and Garrett thing because they're very obvious. But there is a little bit of a theory that emerges with this that sometimes is the team bad because they are over-reliant on these one guys? Like we thought once they got rid of Crosby, the future has opened up for the Raiders because yes, he's been good for them, but when he was their only focal point, cost a lot of their money. Now they get a few picks in. Now they get a bit of cash back. Can they finally build as a good team?
I think it's tough if you're a Raiders fan. Max Crosby has been your guy for the last 5-7 years, however long it's been. So then, if your team went and said we got rid of Max Crosby, you'd be up in arms. Like he's our only good player, and you got rid of him. You're an idiot. But in reality, you trade him out for a couple of firsts. You free up a heap of space. You can bring in a lot of depth. You can draft some good young players. Give it 2 or 3 years, and you expect them to be climbing the ladder, climbing the table, playing some playoff football. So it does make more sense. But I think it's very hard from an owner's point of view to say, get rid of our top player.
And I think there's a difference between Crosby and Garrett too, because Garrett's made noises to get out and has been trying to leave for a while. Whereas Crosby, I'm sure he was secretly happy he got traded, but he wasn't publicly making those noises. They benched him right towards the end of last
Correct.
year.
Yeah.
Sorry, it would be a money thing as well. Like if
Sure.
if you only have a limited number of guys who are in that elite echelon in your team, then the big guys are going to get paid big money. So there's going to be a big contract in front of Crosby, in front of Garrett that says, like I can't not take that. My family needs that money.
And if the team has been terrible for 5 years with one guy and then they continue to pay him more to stay, it's sort of counterintuitive, right? Do you think, Dos, the Browns would be better without Myles Garrett if they got rid of him to rebuild now? No, but long term.
Not
future.
next
I mean,
year.
not on the
long-term.
field.
So this was a little Instagram graphic that I put up, which was Dallas giving 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think now the question...
Would they get 3?
Yeah, they would get 3. So 2 this year. Two Dallas would give their 2 this year and then their first next year for Myles Garrett.
That's a lot.
So that's...
But do you think that would happen in real life? I don't think that would happen.
Given his age, no, I don't think it would happen.
Yeah, but you take
given
that
he's 30. But you argue but then there's the argument of, well, does Jerry Jones care of what's going to happen in 3 or 4 years' time? Can he get Myles Garrett in his prime still, reigning Defensive Player of the Year for 1 year, and that might fix a whole lot of issues that they've got on the defensive side of the ball?
Which they didn't have when Micah Parsons was there.
Yeah, which wouldn't make sense, would it? But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Dos, give us another one. Go
on. Jeffrey Simmons.
Okay.
On Tennessee.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah, so All-Pro first team last season, 2-time second team All-Pro as well. Playoffs the first 3 seasons he was there. That was the Derrick Henry, AJ Brown team. But the last 4 seasons haven't sniffed the playoffs. Don't look like doing it again. Certainly not this season, and probably maybe not in 27 either. And he's in his prime currently, and
he's a bombastic character too, Dos, which we love. Yeah,
and he's one of the best defensive tackles in football, and he's going to be there for the next couple of seasons, and he's going to be there all through his prime when the team is essentially going to be picking basically in the top 5.
I think it really adds to it too when they're a one-club man.
Yeah, which is what he
Crosby, Garrett, Calvin Johnson. So all one-club men. You know, that I think that really exacerbates the pain.
Because there's an example of Brandon Marshall, right, who bounced around to like 5 teams. It was a superstar.
Yep.
But it bounced around to all bad teams. But he made the choice to bounce around to all those teams, right? There's a difference there.
Sure, but I do have a good one along that vein.
Okay.
If I'm going against my theory, Demario Davis, now 37 years old.
All right. Yeah.
He was drafted by the Jets, went to the Browns, went back to the Jets, went to the Saints for a long time, and now at 37 he's back at the Jets. He's gone Jets, Browns, Jets, Saints, Jets. He had some success there with the Saints, but
There's
never
a bit
been
there with the Saints.
Never been a dominant.
It would suck, wouldn't it? Your entire sporting career, professional sporting career. He probably didn't have a winning season. Maybe the Saints.
Oh, he did with the Saints.
With the Saints, he would have.
Yeah.
But just looking at it on paper now as a reflection, particularly with where all those teams have been the last 2 years, it just looks so funny.
Well, the Jets is a good one because they've got. I've got down Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall.
Yep.
And I know they're still young. They're probably a little bit older than obviously Brock Bowers, but I don't see a future where the Jets are going to be good. So,
ever.
like, even though right now you might say, okay, yeah, but they might have some success with the Jets, but I just don't think that they
Now
will.
was the summer for Breece to leave, wasn't it?
It was.
Really. You know,
Even Garrett. I mean, Sauce Gardner went halfway through the year. You're like, all right, we've got our big 3 guys. Wilson, Hall, Gardner, gone.
That looks like it's turned out okay for the Jets, actually, in hindsight. It seemed mad at the time.
Getting injured, and they got a few picks.
Good draft capital, 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner.
I'll tell you one currently, Dos, that you'll like. Arizona Cardinals safety.
Oh, yes.
Buda Baker.
So
he's 30 now, and 3 years ago, he was in his prime. He wanted to leave. He was trying to get traded. There was massive interest, big money, and the Cardinals said, no, he's staying. We want him. And now he's 3 years older. He's still good, but not what he was.
No.
And he spent his whole life at the Cardinals and hasn't been able to do much.
And going to be again on a team that we suspect is probably not going to win more than 4 or 5 games next season, right?
I think it's going to be rough. Give us a historical one. Have you got a historical one, Dos?
I've got a couple here. Steven Jackson, running back for the St. Louis Rams.
Oh, yeah.
So he was drafted to the Rams in 2004, and it was pretty much at the end of the greatest show on turf era. Mike Martz was finishing up as coach.
Yep.
But in 9 years with the Rams, and remember how dominant they were from 99 through to 2003, 9 years he played in just 2 playoff games, and that was in his first season, rookie year.
So he went 8 playoff-less years after that.
So after that, he had two 8-8 seasons. There was a 2-win season, two 2-win seasons, a 1-win season, a 3-win season. Then he had a couple of years with the Falcons at the end, and then a couple of games with the Patriots in his final year. But in his prime, he was averaging 85 to 95 rushing yards a game. In his second team All-Pro year in 2006, 2,300 yards from scrimmage, He was such a good player. He was just stuck on such a bad team. He just got to the Rams at the wrong time.
And they would have been feeding him the ball constantly.
Well, and they were.
Workhorse.
The quarterback play was horrendous.
The impressive thing about it is a lot of the time with running backs that they will get a lot of yards, towards the end of a game where if you're a good team and you're up by a bit, you'll just keep running the ball, right? So a lot of these running backs will just go bang.
A few bonus yards.
Yeah, bonus yards. And when you're losing, you're not really running the ball. So for him to be able to have this amount of yards and average 85 to 95 yards a game in such a bad team that is usually losing and always throwing.
Probably bad O-lines.
It's more, terrible O-lines. That's more impressive than a guy that's got an extra 3,000 or 4,000 yards.
Yeah, it's the Genty effect, isn't it? And whether Genty would have been a superstar, whether he's overrated, whatever, but you can't look at that team and go, we've seen his potential because the O-line's just so bad. It makes such a difference, not only on the QBs, but on the running backs as well.
100%.
Any more, Dos?
Andre Johnson, wide receiver for the...
Give us your favourite one.
Okay,
Come
I'm
on.
going to get to him at the end, but Andre Johnson, Hall of Famer. So, Hawley, 12 years with the Texans.
Yeah.
Drafted there, made the playoffs twice. First time he made the playoffs, that was in his 9th season.
Wow.
All-Pro first team twice, All-Pro second team twice, and for pretty much his prime, there's about 6 seasons there, he averaged close to 100 receiving yards a game. Like, he was such a good
other Johnson
on such a bad team for so long in Houston. Andre Johnson, Hall of Famer.
You got any more, Chris, before we get to the climax?
Give us your number one.
Oh, have you got any more, Kurt?
I was just debating what a bad team is. Do we count Dallas as a bad team because they're constantly close and then always fail to deliver? Like, do you look at a CD Lamb and go, that's disappointing because of how his career will end up ringless, but I don't think the theory stacks up, so that's why I think
it has to be like a bad. Like I was thinking, Alvin Kamara had success.
Yeah,
Kamara was one.
I thought about that.
I need to look closer into it because he would have had some success at the start
early
of his
on,
very
career.
early.
But then, Chris Olave is going to be that guy now that's going to be at the Saints for a long time and probably not get very. We don't know. Tyler Shuck might be the guy and he turns it around. But
I wrote Neighbours. I wrote Malik Neighbours.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little early for Neighbours, but
that's why
probably the same as Wilson and Hall. It's a bit early, but actually, the Giants they could be good. The Jets just can't be.
I assume we've got a Washington player in here, or
we might have a Washington wide receiver, one of the best contested catches in football, in Terry McLaurin.
That's right. They made it.
And I have made the point there that when Jaden Daniels was held in his rookie season and Terry McLaurin
only 2 years
ago,
by the way.
It was only but if you go back before that, it was 13 quarterbacks in 7 seasons. And outside of the Alex Smith comeback where they made the playoffs with a losing record, 7-9, I think that season in 2020, it was just awful for Washington. And really, he was just stuck there. And it was great that Jaden Daniels was drafted and he's gone to Washington and has just turned the franchise around. But well, hopefully, well, not that their off-season so far has inspired me, but hopefully for Washington's sake, Jaden Daniels is healthy next season. We see that connection again that we saw in 2024. But
this is a Washington-heavy pod, isn't it? 2 Redskins boys and some T-Mac talk. I like it.
T-Mac.
All right, boys. We're about to get into some draft class, Jimbo. We've got wide receivers. We've got defensive ends. Let's go. All right, let's talk our top 5 wide receivers, or at least get to somewhat of a consensus, and we'll talk defensive ends as well. I put a survey out on Insta, boys, or a question out on Insta, which I'll get up now. Just excuse me while I load this up.
I'll just put my favourite up while we're...
In this year's draft class, Jimbo?
Oh, I missed the memo. I thought it was all time.
Really big Jerry Rice fan is Jimbo. All right, the question that I put out was, who is a wide receiver in this draft class that we're sleeping on? So I wanted some names of guys just to make us aware of them. They might not make our top 5 today, but a few names that we should watch because they've got some talent. Yep. Bengals fans down under says Jacoby Lane. Ballin' in Burgundy pod says Skylar Bell. Eli Heidenreich. Well, that's a strong German name.
Yeah.
Tyler Montgomery. Ricky Dalby says that last year he called Luther Burden III as his sleeper in the draft. This year it's your boy, Dos. Casey Concepcion.
We got...
Is it Gurmy or Jeremy Bernard? I don't know much about the one that Joey Taranto has put in. I see the name everywhere, but I need to research more. Walden Cairns says Casey Concepcion. Will Palele says Ted Hurst from Georgia and Zachariah Branch, who I've heard a little bit of from the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And Bryce Lance from Ash.
So this wide receiver class, and whilst it may not have the high-end talent that we saw a couple of years ago where we saw Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbours, Brian Thomas Jr., Roma Dunze all taken really high, right?
There's a consistent...
This class is quite stacked. There's probably 17 or 18 that will go in the top 100. So if you're looking between, say, 30 and 80, there's a whole bunch of guys in there.
They might not go 5, 6, 7, 8.
No.
But they will. Once they start going at about 10 with probably Carnell Tate, then they'll start to drop. And
there's some good depth in the class.
Agreed.
Like, people are saying, there's not the high-end wide receivers and there's not the high-end running backs. It's like there is very good wide receiver talent in this draft. And there is for tight ends as well. It's just that they're not necessarily all first-round talents that we've seen, previously, especially over the last couple of years. So just keep that in mind.
Indeed, which made it hard to narrow down a list. But I've got 6 names. Who did you guys have as your number one? I have Carnell Tate from Ohio State.
Number one. Well, the top 3, I think, will have the same players. The order.
Throw out your others. Who are they?
Well, I've got Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and was it
Mackay Lemon?
Mackay Lemon.
Yeah, they're the 3 I had.
Like Tyson, he's a talent, but he's had injuries. ACL 22, missed all 23, collarbone 24, hammies in 25.
Yeah.
He's a good size, 6'2", like he's a gun. Lemon, like, again, very good, but 5'11". I mean, there's a position for them, obviously. But if I'm having my number one guy at 5'11", I probably want my number one guy to be, mind you, JSN. He's not a big dude. But Carnell Tate, like, did he benefit from Jeremiah Smith being double teamed this year? Like, can we look at that as well? So all 3 of them, for me, have a little bit of... but.
Yeah. It's actually the same with the defensive end class.
It's the whole class, really. Outside of probably Mendoza and Jeremiah Love, you can make but this. Whereas, and that's where a bit of the knock on this draft is it doesn't have probably the high-end blue chip prospects that we've seen previously in 23, 24, and 25, right?
Yeah.
And...
Well, what I like in classes like that is consistently growing production. I like to see someone who's improved year on year in college because that's probably the best indicator of, their development's on track. Carnell Tate has that. Every year he's gotten better. He's gotten more involved, more touchdowns, more receptions, more yards, and things have looked better, right?
Broke out last season.
He did, and he's different. He's wiry, but he's tough and he's strong. He's one of those... Mike Evansy in sort of his lengthiness and his
limbs.
Yeah, limbs everywhere, but he knows how to use it, right? And he's got great body control. He's very good contested catch for a guy with this build. His drop rate last year, Hawley, 0.0.
I'll give you this one, right?
Didn't drop one. 0% for Carnell Tate last year.
What about against ranked teams? Carnell Tate.
Talk to me.
Texas had 49 yards. Illinois had 41 yards. Michigan, 82 yards. Who's that, Doss?
Indiana,
45 yards. Miami, 37 yards. So he had one game above 50 yards against a ranked team who essentially should have a good defense. Now, is that because a good defense is saying, hey, we're not going to double team Jeremiah Smith. We're going to go one for you, one for Tate, and good luck, try to beat us.
Bit of downhill skiing here, you're saying.
Against some lesser defenses, they're probably doubling Jeremiah Smith because he's the guy, and then Carnell Tate gets the third guy, or he gets free a little more often, and that's where his numbers pop up a bit. So
he does average 17.2 yards per catch, though.
Oh, yeah. Against look at this, 9 for 183, unranked, 501. Like, he's had some big games.
But even in the games where he's... not had the production. He's still getting down the field, though. So he's only 2 receptions.
Maybe that's what he is, more than a high production receiver.
Well, this is the question mark as well. Is he a true number one? Is he your guy that can do it all, or has he got a specific role in an offense? And always hard to project, but that's the question they're asking. If you're taking him at 10, you want a number one, right? Is he that guy?
I see him like a Devonta Smith type, I must admit. Yeah. I can see similar comparisons.
But is Smith a true one? Smith's not a true one.
Well,
he's never had the chance, I guess, has he?
Yeah.
So if you want to look at it like that, so that's where
he's an interesting prospect, Doss. I'm very curious to see where he goes and what they do with him. Mackay Lemon from USC, you mentioned before, Hawley, had a fantastic 2025, 1,156 yards, 11 touchdowns. Like you said, he's 5'11", so he's 4 inches shorter than Carnell Tate, but he's the same weight. He's a nuggety, sort of strong, built dude. really good contested catch for his height. So across those busy midfields, he's good at taking those catches in the slot. That's what you want. Won the Biletnikoff in 2025 for the best wide receiver in college. So there's a guy here, I think, that, again, maybe not true number one for Lemon, but a guy that can maybe produce consistently and do some tough stuff for a team, a bit of gritty work, You agree with that?
No, that's fair. And then there's the knock of, do you take a slot receiver that high?
That's right.
But to me, I think
if you need it, you need it, right?
Yeah, but I sort of think with the way that modern NFL is, with how the offense is run, I don't know if there's that. We saw it with Jackson Smith and Jigba, right?
Yeah. It's almost a dirty word to say he's just a slot receiver.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah. I don't subscribe.
That's his position. It's like he's just an edge. Like that's where he plays, and he plays it really well. So
I don't sort of subscribe to it as well. But yeah, you're right. He's very good at getting separation. Not super speedy.
Yep.
But yeah, very good breaking tackles, making that first defender miss. I really like Makai Lemon. I'm quite bullish on him. Be interesting to see where he does fall. Whether Miami take a look at him with their first pick. I've been sort of doing our mock projections, and I think the man sitting next to me here might get a little excited with one of his picks in the top 10 for Makai Lemon. But
I am very interested to see, and we'll talk more about the mock draft in a moment. But I'm very curious and interested to see where these wide receivers go in our mock, and whether that starts a panic buy amongst us. I think it might. Jordan Tyson, who you also mentioned before from Arizona State, yes, he's had the injuries. When fit, maybe the most explosive wide receiver in the draft. I think he is an all or nothing prospect. He will be a star or a total bust. I don't think there's anywhere in between for Jordan Tyson.
You often see guys with this kind of injury history in all sport, they drop down the draft table straight away.
Yep.
Everyone looks at him and says, ACL, this. He'll drop to the third round, and someone like a KC or Philly take him, and he ends up being a star. And it's like, they did it again. But this guy hasn't dropped that far. They're still talking first round talent.
Yeah.
So for him to be...
Must be special.
He must be that good that he's had that many injuries. He hasn't really played a full season, but they're still saying, he's going to be one of our first round picks. He's going to be probably late teens, 20s.
And if you look at his tape, just a smooth mover, like crafty, his drop catch percentages went from about 8% down to 1.5%. So the knock on it, if he was healthy and didn't have this injury history, he would be the number one prospect in this draft.
Well,
so what's
if we say that's our top three, I was going to ask, who are you taking first, Hawley, out of Tate, Lemon, or Tyson? You're a GM? Actually, should we reveal our hand here? I'll go for it.
I'll forget what I've said come draft day. So I'm taking Tyson because I like the 6'2", and if GMs are talking, he's still a first rounder with this injury history. He must be a better talent than the other two.
Okay, Dos.
I went Tate, Lemon, Tyson.
Yeah, that was the order I had. I wondered whether you'd go Lemon over Tate.
I'll go Tate first then.
The name puts me off though. I don't want to draft a Lemon. There's no way I'm drafting a guy called Lemon.
I'll negotiate Carnell Tate, our top wide receiver, if you throw Jordan Tyson, our second wide receiver.
Oh, you're already trying to trade in our mock draft, are you?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to make this segment tough.
Sure. Let's make Tyson number 2. Yes. That's fine. And then there's probably that second tier. Consensus talent-wise, but I'm curious on your boys' thoughts. Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana, Denzel Boston from Washington, and Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. Like you said, Dos, plenty of names beyond them. They're not even necessarily the top 6, but they're just a few that have popped out. Concepcion, he can play anywhere on the field. X, Y, Z, he's done it all. Probably settles as a slot at NFL level, Dos, maybe.
Yeah, probably, Kurt.
Makes guys miss. He's very twitchy. He's got a good amount of talent in that area. So many touchdowns as well, 25 in his last 3 years.
Yeah, he's a good red zone target.
Yeah, you like him, but I think his drops are a problem, right? 9% drop rate over college, 10% last year.
I didn't have him in my 5. I had him as 6. I had Boston. I had Denzel Boston ahead of him. I had Omar Cooper Jr. at 4.
He's a big boy, Boston. 6'4", 212 pounds.
Yeah. Big red zone target.
And he's had 2 pretty consistent years, 20 TDs. I had Omar as my 4th guy.
Coop.
Purely probably on your theory a little bit, Kurt, where he's progressed quite well over the last 3 years. He's gone bang, 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 and 13 TDs is pretty hard to ignore, right?
Yeah.
Mendoza's number 1 guy.
Yes. Well, 14 TDs, including a rushing one. But
I feel like a career projection for Cooper is that he'll be this guy that is a great number 2 his whole career, like a one club man, sort of Chris Godwin without the injuries, right? 900 to 1,000 yards a year, really respected, always puts the same production on the table, never gets a 1,700 yard year, but he just seems like that guy who will be reliable.
Well, he's not overly tall. He's 6 foot even.
Yeah.
And his 40-yard dash at the combine wasn't super quick.
No, separations may be an issue.
Yeah, but what he is very good at is breaking tackles and finding space. I mentioned that he's great red zone target, efficient route runner. So the projections for him are anywhere between, say, the Jets at like pick 16 to probably somewhere like 25, 26, depending on how things fall. But yeah, he will land somewhere in between there. I don't think he'll nudge the top 10 though.
Any other names just to rattle off that I didn't include in my 5 or 6?
No, the other 3 that we spoke about are the 3 guys I had.
Dos? Any other guys?
No, the other one I had was Denzel Boston.
So who's our 5th?
I'll put Concepcion in the 5 just because I love his name. I reckon was the consensus between us actually Cooper 4, Boston 5. Is that where we landed?
I'm happy to have Concepcion ahead of Denzel Boston if you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with either. I like Boston's size, so I'd have him 5, but I'm happy with
6'4" Hawley.
Yeah, big boy.
That's big.
That's almost tight.
Metcalf
It's almost
Blocker in the run game too, and on screens. Big dude.
That alone will get him games and contracts.
Now, has for Metcalf for many years. There was another survey on Instagram that I'm looking up now. We had people voting on who they would take first for defensive ends, boys. Our listeners said 53% between Ruben Bain and David Bailey. 53% said they'd take David Bailey.
I was one of those.
47% said Ruben Bain. Now, these guys are projected to be 2 and 3 or 5 and 6 or something like that in the draft. They'll be early. Which order do they go? We don't know. Ruben Bain, big edge man from Miami. Well, big except for the arm length. We know that. But 12 sacks, 68 hurries in 16 games last year, which is huge. He's an explosive man. He's super strong. He's only 21, boys. He's a young player. David Bailey out of Texas Tech. His arms are 2.5 inches longer than Ruben Bain's. But he is...
Sign him up. He's an all-pro.
He's an all-pro. But he is 20 pounds lighter, boys, especially on the bottom end.
I'm not worried about that because he gets into a program and they pump it out. Whereas
some tin around.
The arms, I know we spoke about it.
You can't extend those. Get the ropes out.
I don't know. NFL, they've got some pretty cool stuff, but I don't think they can extend bones yet.
I don't think so. But his production, 5 sacks, 7 sacks, 15 sacks, he's growing in that area as well. So, Dos, I throw to you. You said Bailey, and why?
Can I ask why you didn't consider Arvell Reese in this as an off-ball linebacker hybrid?
It's always the tricky thing. I think Arvell Reese will play more off-ball linebacker in his first year. I think he'll develop that way. I think he'll be a little Micah Parsons-ish in his development.
Because I think he's very similar.
He is listed as a linebacker rather than edge.
Yeah, and so I think he's not in the pure defensive end spot yet. And
that's fine. I
thought this was more
I actually tend to agree with you. I had Bailey as a pure pass rusher. I had David Bailey first, as Hawley does.
Why Bailey over Bain?
Well, he can line up anywhere on the defensive line.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I love the production. And you look at, you rattled off his sack numbers before. 3 forced fumbles on strip sacks. And I think he's just the most proven pass rusher in this class. I understand the hype around Ruben Bain Jr., and he's a very fine player as well, but I just love that his 40-yard dash at the combine was elite and that he can just get home as a pass rusher, which is what NFL teams, this is the premium position that you want to get right, and to me, David Bailey is a home run. I know he's a little lean and there's some concerns. Against some of the bigger O-linemen in the NFL and the bigger offensive tackles, he might get pushed around a little bit.
One big summer, he's fine.
You know who else was considered a little lean?
Who's that?
Abdul Carter, James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker. But what they all have in common, along with David Bailey, is athleticism.
James Pierce Jr. didn't look lean at all fighting off those cops, did he?
No.
He looked strong as an ox.
But he had 10.5 sacks last season.
He did.
Should have bitten them.
And Abdul Carter finished off really well. So I've got Bailey as my pure, and then if you want to take out Arvell Reese and have him as a linebacker, I'm okay with that. And then I've got Ruben Bain as my second there.
The funny thing is, Ruben Bain was not the defensive end to have the most sacks at Miami last year. That was, of course, Akeem Messidor. He had 13 to Bain's 12. Now, there's a big difference between these guys. Bain's 21 years old. His teammate Messidor is 25.
25, yeah.
As he enters the draft. But he's a big 6'3", 280 pounds, 10 pounds heavier than Ruben Bain. Not maybe as good in stopping the run, Dos, but as far as a hitman to get to the pass, to get to the passer, he is very, very good. I like him. I think he could find a really nice spot in the NFL.
6 years in college. So this is the interesting thing.
Is that too much?
Well, so
could be.
So this is the thing. This is the knock on him. So if you're 25 and you're doing this against, freshman and sophomore, 20, 21-year-old college offensive linemen, what is your ceiling at 25 going up to against, pros next season?
It's a great point.
Are you going to continue that? How much more is there given that you're already 25? Are you going to step up another level when you're 26, 27? So that's where I look at Akeem Messidor. And yes, his production numbers are there and he was very good for Miami. But if there's a knock on him, it is that how much left is there after 6 seasons of college?
I feel like we're overthinking it.
No,
I feel like we're overthinking it.
I definitely agree.
You agree with that?
He's had 6 years compared to some of these guys like 2 or 3. That's an extra 3 or 4 years in the gym, study, learning your craft.
Ready to go? He's ready to go now? Plug and play?
But then so why? I haven't looked into it that much, but why was he drafted 2 years ago?
I don't know.
Has he just all of a sudden improved the last couple of years? If I'm drafting him, I'm not taking him as a Raiders or someone like that. I'm not a developing team.
I'm ready team.
I'm drafting him. I'm the Patriots, or I'm a team that's ready to win, and we're going to throw him straight in, and he has to deliver basically immediately.
Mm-hmm.
He's a day one starter. Don't get me wrong. In the NFL, it'll be interesting. So when his second contract comes up, he'll be 30.
There's no point of him being.
So that's when where I as a GM in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if I take him in the first round, which he's likely to go, he's a very fine player, but when his second contract is due, he'll be 30. Then it's like, well, then do I give him 4 or 5 years at 30?
So you don't want him to be a day one starter for a team that's looking to compete in 4 years' time.
Yeah, he's not a rebuild guy.
And then compete for the next.
It's amazing that we're talking how short his career is and he hasn't been drafted yet.
It is crazy that they're entering the draft at 25. So he'll be playing next season as a 26-year-old, correct? We'd have to look at his birthday, I suppose, but
you can look it up now.
I think he just turned 25.
Okay.
Just turned 25.
So he'll play the season as a 25-year-old.
2 more names.
In that case, take him top 3.
Take him. 2 more names. The first one of those is Kendrick Falk.
Ooh, I didn't have him in
Any
my
relation
top
to
5.
Marshall there, Dos? Have you looked into those?
I haven't looked into that.
From Auburn. Look,
Keldrick.
he's probably more of a run stuffer than a pure edge, Dos, but he is another very young guy. He's 20. He's only had 13 sacks in 3 years, but there's some raw attributes here. 6'6", 285 pounds. Big boy.
That's a
really big boy. Maybe too big. Maybe too big to run and get there.
This is the thing. Is that too big as a pass rusher?
Possibly.
Are you quick enough?
That's why maybe
Are you quick enough at the NFL? Do you have the agility? Are you able to get under? Are you able to cut? So this is
compared to a 4.5 40. One guy's doing this.
Yeah.
The other guy's just going.
So is that more of like that's almost more like nose tackle sort of position, like size.
So maybe he finds a role rather than being a dominant edge rusher. But I know a guy that you would have had.
Sorry. At 20, they're going to find him a role. If he's got the size and talent to play NFL at 20, we're talking about drafting a dude at 25. Essentially, they've got 5 years to find a role that works for him.
And Akeem Messidor can adopt him while he's there. Cassius Howell, Dos. You would have had Cassius Howell at Texas. No, really?
Nope.
No.
Wow, but he's an aggressive, strong man. He's got...
And so is TJ Parker out of Clemson.
Okay, all right. Tell us about TJ.
No, he was unreal in 2024. Awesome. Fantastic.
TJ or Cassius?
TJ Parker out of Clemson, sorry. Cassius. Clemson struggled last season. The defense struggled. 2024, he had 11.5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, by the way. Now, if he had that again this season, then we'd be talking about him as like a top 5 pick, right? So he only had the 5 sacks this season. However, 6'3", 263 pounds, man mountain. And you watch the tape and he just upends linemen, real pancake sort of stuff, which we love. And in the right defense, I think TJ Parker will thrive in the NFL. And I think where he's going to land, which will be probably somewhere after between 20 and 32.
Yep.
He'll be back end of the first round. I think he's going to get into a good defense, which is why I like it.
Well, if you didn't have Falk and you didn't have Howell, you did have Parker. That means you got one more in your top 5.
Oh.
Who's the other name I missed?
Gabe Yakis.
Yeah, I knew you'd have.
Come
Yakis.
on, how you not?
I looked at him and I
I'm
knew you'd
banging
have
down
him.
the door for Gabe
know.
Yakis.
I know.
I really am. He's coming up.
Yeah,
he's coming up.
He's not a first rounder, is he?
No, he won't be. He's going to be a early day 2. But
Yep.
whoever gets him is going to get a player. I really like him.
All right, you heard it here first. Gabe Akis.
Akis.
Not Achan. Akis.
No.
All right. Good run through there, boys. I'm sure the listeners are ready to go and primed now on wide receivers and defensive ends.Maybe we'll do running backs next week, Hawley.
I would appreciate that.
Happy with that? Well, we had wide receivers today, and then Dos for you will do safeties.
But there's a few good safeties in the first round.
It is a primer. It is a prelude to our mock draft, boys. Now, for those who are new to the show, our mock draft is not what we think these teams will do because every man and his dog does that mock draft. This is competitive, right? We've each been given, was it 9 or 10 teams that we've got?
It's about 8
9 each?
Yeah, about 9 each, I think it is.
So we've all got our own teams that are, ours now to work with, to play with, to rebuild, or in some cases to tip them over the edge for a championship run. And we do this mock draft. We're doing it this year live. Now, it's always been live-ish. It's been pre-recorded, but it happens in real time for us. Now it'll be live with chat open and enabled. So Jimbo will have people telling us in the chat. I'm excited about that. We're going to have people tipping us off saying, no, take him. Don't take Messidor.
He's tipping or flipping?
Either or, depending on their reaction to our picks. They might be very unhappy. I'm sure a lot of abuse. I'm prepared for abuse from
I'm ready
Quag.
for the advice.
Who's got Denver? Have you got Denver?
I was going to say, here's a
gone
recap.
now.
Oh, they're not in. Oh, here we go. Beautiful.
Quag had already hit me up. He wanted a tight end.
So these are Hawley's. We've got them up on the screen. Remember, we are on YouTube, so subscribe there, Outback QB Podcast. Hawley, you've got the Raiders, so you start. That's not the draft pick order. That's just
the order would have been
of the-
better, James.
No, it's
anyway,
all right.
I think we've
Hawley's-
added... Who else have I got now?
Hawley's teams are the Raiders, the Titans, the Saints, Panthers, the Cowboys, Niners, Pats, Texans, and who do you have instead of the Broncos? No, they came to me. Don't I have the Dolphins, so I got extra work now. Dos, you have the Jets, the Cardinals, the Giants. So a nice
heavy early with the Commanders. Yeah.
Commanders, Rams, Bucks, Eagles, Vikings, and Chargers.
I'm out of it at like pick 23 with the
You're
Chargers.
doing the Holy move.
That's what I tried to do last year.
Like this is weird. I was going through it and I'm like, man, I'm done at pick 23.
You can have some of my late picks.
Might do a trade. I've got the Chiefs and the Browns. I'm happy there. I didn't get the Jets this year, unfortunately. I got the Bengals, Dolphins, Lions, Bears, Steelers, Bills, and Seahawks. So we'll get to that. But it is a big show. It will be a big show. But the great part about it, boys, of course, one of the best parts of this is that we get our fans to introduce their favourite teams.
Yep.
Which,
yes.
Oh, Jimbo, if you scroll across, I just thought on the soundboard, you might see things that say like pick 1, pick 6 or whatever from last year. So just pick a random one. Which one have you picked?
Bengals.
Who was Bengals from last year? Play it.
With the 17th pick in the 2025 Outback Quarterback mock draft, the Cincinnati Bengals have selected someone to dick around their contract negotiations in 4 years and then eventually franchise tag... ...
and then we introduce the pick. Play one more.
Say something like that.
Yeah, play one more. What do we got?
We may have gotten rid of Geno, Lockett, DK, but with the 18th pick in the 2025 Outback QB mock draft, the Seattle Seahawks select.
Was that the Kerminator? Was that Chris Kerr?
I don't know if it was.
Oh, I thought it might have been the Kerminator. Anyway, that's what we're looking for from our fans this year. And you can get as creative.
We're going to go.
Hold on. What are you?
We're going to go.
I wondered what you were
What
doing.
is going on there?
I was too deep in the pads. And I thought, I got to get the video up.
Screen.
We're going to go video submissions this time.
We did do it a couple of years ago.
Did you? Because we've got YouTube pretty heavily now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're happy with that workload, Jimbo, I'm more than happy to go video submissions.
It's your workload, James.
Yeah,
I reckon, yeah.
Is it
I
a
reckon
big
let's do it.
What?
Well,
Can I just put it up?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. All right, video submissions it is.
Good on you, Jimbo.
Jimbo will not complain.
If you want
Stepping
video,
up once again.
if you want video, you can do it. So just send we'll get there. We'll do video submissions if you want. You can do audio just via voice memo if you like as well. But we will, on our page, Dos, put up the list and it's first in, best dressed for whoever wants to get the pick? You happy with that?
That's what it usually is.
Or do you have some favourites that you want to make sure get in?
Dos will privately DM
Give
you
the
first.
early release.
Dos, why don't you speak to...
And then we put the graphic up and it's pre-populated with 30 people.
Why don't you speak to the absolute diehards of particular teams who have been around since the start? Give them first right of refusal.
The OGs.
All right, so you work with the OGs. When it's ready, I'll then put up the graphic with the remaining spots and people can nominate for their team. How about that?
And you can offer a little bit of cash if you want
Cash,
to.
bit of cash to be involved.
We could auction up. Do you want to auction off pick one?
I'm not sure it's quite illustrious enough just yet, but maybe in future. Okay. It's a good idea. Put that on the maybe pile.
Put that, yep.
Maybe pile. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Have we explained that well enough? Do they know what's happening?
We even gave them examples.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
And if you don't do a video submission, we have the right to superimpose your face on something.
Yes, we could do a deep fake of someone.
I like it.
All right, there's only 2 ways we win the show, boys. And it was a good show. Number 1 is with an emoji. Dos, what emoji do you want put on the YouTube comments?
Easter egg or chocolate
Easter egg,
or
I
a
love
bunny.
It.
Makes sense.
Or
the little chicken bursting out of the egg.
coming out of the new life coming out of the egg. So yes, Easter. Put an Easter emoji in.
Yeah, and have a look. I mean, this is an early release episode. I'll try and get this out tonight. We've recorded it on a Monday, which is just extraordinary
Ready
scenes.
for your Tuesday commute.
That's right. Back to reality. Easter's done.
Yeah.
Back to the office. And Hawley, of course. Chris Hall's joke of the week.
All right, boys. Easter themed.
Oh, one caveat. This cannot be blasphemous.
It's completely.
Nice.
Okay,
it's
all
fine.
right, sweet. Just check it.
How does the Easter Bunny stay healthy? He exercises, specifically aerobics.
Oh, God. I knew it was going to be egg-related. Egg.
Well, of course it's Easter.
Yeah, but is there any other category of Easter joke than one that has egg in it? Hey, what are you on, easterjokes.com?
Why? Southernliving.com, Easter jokes and puns.
Southern Living.
119319792, whatever that means.
Straight from James's hometown.
Why did the Easter Bunny have on a hat? Because he was having a bad hair day.
H-A-R-E.
Dos pointed to that one.
No, I pointed to one that didn't refer to eggs.
Why did he have on a hat?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Terribly worded.
Probably
joke.
should be why do you have a hat on, but that's why I should have prepped it.
Beautiful.
First one was good.
Yeah, it was
I like
fine.
the
It was
first
fine.
one.
I laughed.
Yeah,
I laughed.
and you can tell your kids about these ones.
Yes.
Annabelle's into me, wants to know the joke of the week.
Finally a clean one.
Yeah.
Very
This one
good.
I can tell her.
All right, good work. Thanks, Jimbo. Thanks, Dos. Thanks, Hawley. Remember, subscribe on YouTube. We've got a whole range of entertainment for you on Musclecat Media. YouTube, Outback Quarterback Podcast. Kirk Can't Talk, of course. We're going live just after this Monday night live show for all you Aussies out there. And we've got Box of Neutrals Formula One as well, so get around them. We'll see everybody next week.
See you, fellas
Bye, guys.
See you, boys.
and girls.